Hello there, my name is Rachel. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so something completely random. Today will be the first episode of House Complex C, a new anime series from Toonami. Now, this first episode is basically the impression of the whole series, so you get the idea if you're kind of be interested or not. I have to say, as a horror fan, it's basically pretty okay, at least the first episode, because the whole episode gave me vibe of H.P. Lovecraft. If you don't know who he is, he's basically a guy who writes stories about horror, specifically the unknown. That the guy was sort of scared of everything, even people his same race as him, because the guy is basically so kind of racist and not homophobic, zoophobic, but you lead that sort of idea inside his book how much afraid he actually is, but he does so well. And House Complex C follows the same ideas of that sort of, I didn't know what I saw. I'm not sure if this was an illusion in my own eyes or this actually happens. And that sort of builds in the whole first episode. There's this old man trying to tell the story that this island used to be formed by this sort of native people, and they sort of disappeared. The only thing that sort of stayed is sort of the ritual they must do every single year, but it's one of those things that nobody knows what was this ritual or why they do this, but they have to do it. But interesting enough, that's sort of normal for the people who live in this complex, this small island, but it falls into, once more, H.P. Lovecraft, the unknown, because strange things started to happen. One of the big examples, fish were appearing on the island, like hungers on them. That's so unusual. The second thing is so unusual. The elders find a sort of a passageway under the hotel or the complex. This is basically made for protecting the people of the island for a storm. But unusual, they found another entrance, something that people were using, but not the people who left the island. And once again, little things trying to be weird, like they find some artifact, they find some strange kind of hieroglyphs, but they don't know where this actually come from. This come from the former natives who lived the island, or what. And interesting enough, this fall into one of our main leads, Kimiko, of the youngest child of the island, that's basically the grandkid of the elder, that she's there for hanging out for the grandfather for the summer. But she's sort of obvious that she is sort of kind of blind, the sort of situation that she's trying to convince herself things are just normal, it's just illusions. Once again, thinking of, yeah, she's a child, she's trying to understand, but the grandfather does the same thing. He saw something very odd, like a fish person, but once again, he wasn't sure what exactly he saw. He kept lying to himself and lied to her grandfather. Everything is okay, just an illusion, till they find sort of kind of like a sacrifice animals somewhere inside the apartment building. And once again, thinking, this is strange. This is basically the foreign people who came here to get the job. It's almost blaming the shift of the new people in the island to basically make sense of it, because everything started changing when the foreign people came. Once again, something like H.P. Lovecraft, if you do know his stories, usually he followed that sort of kind of a xenophobic kind of point of view or racist. But this story, I think it makes sense if you know Japanese kind of culture, how Japanese are a little bit xenophobic a little bit, but they never try to, but they fall into that. And this is the reason why I feel this kind of grounded of horror, that sort of you don't know, you don't understand, you trying to make sense of it, like pointing of the foreign people just to make sure you get in what's going on, but it's something bigger, something creepy in a corner, ready to jump out, that it has no explanation. Once again, something H.P. Lovecraft, because I think this is part of the story of H.P. Lovecraft, partly one specifically short stories he did by Cthulhu, because in the first episode you do find a sort of a drawing of a Cthulhu, especially the apartment's owner's son, who keep assessing drawing monsters over and over. He became sort of a shut-in. He won't get out till he finds the dead body of the kid inside the room, eaten alive by bugs. Once again, that's, you don't know what's going on, but they keep the blame on the foreigners, that even they prove themselves being really nice guy. But in the first episode, the very beginning, they show one of the foreigners attempted to kill one of the kids, and the elders stopped them, just to sort of tease what happened during in between those times. What made the foreigner crazy enough to attempt to kill one of the kids? We don't know. That sort of uncertainty makes a good horror. Now, this episode is really that good. Honestly, I can't say it, because one, as a horror fan, I feel the first episode was okay, and you have this sort of weird kind of shift of tone. They want to be scary, unknown, but also sort of wholesome. And once again, I do say I like wholesome cartoons or wholesome anime if it has some pain, some torture, a little bit, to make the wholesome worth it. But I feel the wholesomeness was a little bit too early. I wish they kept it on in episode 2 so they could force the unknown. That's something creepy got to happen, but the wholesomeness is the one you want to remember the most, because it means more. And that, I hope they fix that on episode 2. For right now, I think it's okay what they're trying to do, because it got me interested to watch it, but I'm not very high hopeful because how everything sort of paced and set up. Once again, I'm interested, but not yet fully committed. And that's the thing I have a problem of the first episode. Is that certain the things that I wish it was sort of better handled. But all of that, I have one question: how you felt about the first episode of Complex C? You've seen the first episode, you like it, and one thing is interesting is this is based on, I think it's a miniseries. I'm not sure. I mean, this says of the open, the very beginning, you watch this episode is basically is a miniseries that I don't know how many episodes will be, but hopefully this wrapped up pretty neatly. Hopefully, I hope they don't leave like cliffhanger. But other than that, I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.